Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about 5 pros and 5 cons of living on James Island in South Carolina. Hey guys, Elsa asked me to ask you if you wouldn't mind subscribing to our channel and don't forget to click that notification bell. Welcome to the channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Adam Barks. I'm your local real estate agent right here in Charleston, South Carolina. And today I'm going to share with you the reasons I moved to James Island and why I'm still here, and 5 things that kind of are frustrating to me about living here. I've lived on James Island for the last 15 years, so let's go. Let's start with the good stuff, the pros. When I was looking around Charleston, one of the things that was important to me was to be close to the activities that I love. And that's one of the things that really drew me to James Island. Whether you are solo or a couple or a family, there's a lot to do on James Island. Here are some of my favorites. I love spending time on Folly with Elsa, and we really enjoy exploring our numerous parks, especially the James Island County Park. Hey y'all, I love to eat. We have incredible restaurants on the island and plenty of entertainment right here too. One thing that stands out to me is the Poorhouse. The Poorhouse is a must-see if you're a fan of live music. I just did a video about the Poorhouse and the Sunday Brunch Farmers Market that they do every Sunday. I'll drop a link to that video in the description. I also love our seasonal events like the Festival of Lights, the Cajun Festival, and Reggae Nights, just to name a few. James Island has got so many great restaurants, breakfast places, lunch joints, and casual dining with that hometown feel. Another pro to living on James Island is the cost of living. James Island is not as expensive as some of our neighboring coastal communities. However, it is a little bit more pricey than communities that are located a little bit closer inland. Compared to James Island, homes in Mount Pleasant are more expensive. They can be as much as $20 per foot more in price. Johns Island property is a bit more reasonably priced, and of course the closer you get to the beach, the more your home will cost. However, there are some considerations to factor in. The school system, for example, on James Island is a determining factor for many families moving to the area. According to greatschools.org, James Island schools rank in the upper percentile, and it certainly is a savings to take advantage of the great public schools versus private schools when considering education for the kids. Now, as far as food and beverages are concerned, grocery shopping on the island is going to be the same as it would be out on Folly or downtown or over in Mount Pleasant, but the cost of dining out is less expensive on James Island, in my opinion, than going to any of our neighboring communities. Another huge reason I moved here, and definitely a pro to living on James Island, is the nature and environment we have here. James Island is surrounded by water, so no matter what part of the island you live on, you're going to be close to the Atlantic Ocean, Charleston Harbor, and the salt marsh ecosystem. Enjoy our environment, including paddleboarding, fishing, kayaking, surfing, and so much more. There are 4 accessible public boat ramps located all around James Island, so if you're a boater, this is the place to be. Y'all, the commute to neighboring areas is always beautiful because no matter where you're going from James Island, you're gonna go over a bridge and you're going to have a beautiful view. Driving over the James Island Connector into downtown Charleston in the morning will provide one of the most beautiful sunrises you will ever see. Full disclosure, I didn't know this about James Island until I had lived here for a while, but one of the big pros for moving to James Island is the small town community feel and the small town vibe. Even though we're super close to downtown and the beach is right here, the folks on James Island really come together and look after each other, and I just love that about living here. I encourage you to go out, meet your neighbors, shake hands with your local shop owners, and find a way to get involved in the community. We have a lot of cool charitable opportunities here, as well as environmental cleanups. That's something that I love to do. So you can find a way to get involved in the community here on James Island and also satisfy your passions. This is a great community of people that support one another, rally for charitable causes, and get involved in our public schools. I run a local Facebook group all about James Island. Go join that Facebook group if you're interested in learning more about James Island. I'll drop you a link in the description. Here it is, guys, number one, and it's probably no surprise to you. It's location, location, location. James Island is tucked between downtown Charleston and Folly Beach, so you can be downtown to the big city life in 5 minutes, or you can have your toes in the sand in 10 minutes just over the causeway to the beach. Okay, y'all, let's jump right into the cons and start it off with traffic. When you live on James Island, you will deal with traffic on occasion. There's a typical rush hour traffic, especially when school's in session, and we have beach traffic on Folly Road during tourist season and the holidays. But with a little bit of local knowledge and some alternative routes, you'll be able to avoid most traffic. You'll also learn there's an ebb and flow to the Folly Beach traffic, with the worst of the traffic occurring between Memorial Day and Labor Day, and it's always worse on the weekends. Another con of living here in the coastal area of South Carolina is flooding. I'm going to categorize flooding into two types. First, nuisance flooding and large-scale event flooding. According to NOAA.gov, nuisance flooding is minor tidal flooding that occurs at high tide, oftentimes associated with minor impacts, such as water in low-lying areas and stormwater systems being overwhelmed. We do see nuisance flooding here on James Island, especially during the king tide flood events, so you'll notice low roads and certain areas can become impassable. Depending on where you live, nuisance flooding can be a serious issue. Large-scale flooding is most commonly associated with hurricane events like Hurricane Hugo, but can also occur when king tides coincide with heavy rains. We are a coastal community here, and because of the topography of South Carolina, we're going to deal with flooding issues. It's just part of life here. Y'all, please make sure you have a trusted real estate agent here in the Charleston area who understands the flood risks and how to mitigate them before you start your home search. The third con we're going to talk about today is the growing pains that Charleston is experiencing as more and more people move to the area. One of the issues that we see now is that builders are trying to find the few remaining tracts of land to fill the housing need, which includes many multifamily developments that locals are opposed to. Many locals also feel like our roads and service infrastructure isn't capable of handling more development at this time. Another problem on James Island, as I see it, is the need for more bike and pedestrian infrastructure. If you're coming from a big city, one of the things you're going to need to get used to is getting in your car to go just about anywhere. There are bike paths and pedestrian walkways and sidewalks on some areas of the island, but it's broken and there isn't a really strong connection. So having a car here is almost a necessity. James Island has a limited public transportation system, and we've only recently completed projects to make some of the main streets more accessible for bikers and pedestrians. According to walkscore.com, almost all errands on James Island require a car, and the island is only somewhat bikeable. Well, here we are at the number one con for living on James Island, and it's without a doubt dealing with hurricanes. Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th each year, with 96% of all Category 3, 4, and 5 hurricanes taking place during the peak period from mid-August through mid-October. Personally, I'd rather ride out a hurricane than deal with any wildfires or tornadoes or unexpected events like that, because at least with a hurricane, you have the warning, you have the opportunity to either leave the area or hunker down and stay. At the end of the day, when we do have hurricanes and storms that come and do some damage, the community gets together, we rally around each other, we help each other clean up, fix up, repair our properties, and we take care of each other. Y'all, this is Elsa. My name is Adam Barks, your local real estate agent here in Charleston, South Carolina. If you want to know more about living here in Charleston, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel right here. Thanks for watching.